Okay, let's unpack this. What if everything you thought you knew about the United States was only part of the story? Today, we're not just reciting facts. We're sort of peeling back the layers on a nation whose internal complexities are as profound as its global reach. We've gathered a stack of sources, a concise overview of the U.S., and our mission for you is to cut through the noise, delivering those essential nuggets of knowledge and, well, surprising insights that truly make you well-informed about this global powerhouse.
Yeah, and what's compelling here is how much ground we can actually cover in a deep dive like this, moving beyond just the headlines. We're aiming to connect the foundational facts, the historical trajectory, and the current dynamics of the U.S. We'll explore not just what it is, but why it matters globally, and even some of the pressing challenges it navigates, all while showing how these aspects kind of interplay.
Absolutely. And to truly understand its global footprint, we first need to ground ourselves in some fundamental facts that, well, often hide deeper implications. Washington, D.C. is its capital, New York City its largest. And with a population pushing, 335 million as of 2025, it's undeniably massive.
Huge.
English is its de facto official language. The United States dollar, it was currency. But beyond these figures, what does our source material highlight about its very structure?
Well, a crucial point our sources emphasize is its governmental type, a federal constitutional republic. And this isn't just a label, it means a unique balance of power where states retain significant autonomy, yet, a strong central government handles national issues. This dual system, as our sources point out, is both a source of its strength and sometimes its internal disagreements and political friction.
That structural interplay is vital, especially when you consider its sheer physical size. This nation is immense. It stands as the third largest country in the world by both area and population. What does that vastness, from its varied landscapes to its extensive borders, tell us about its internal diversity, even before we factor in its people?
It tells us a great deal, actually. Geographically, it completely dominates a significant chunk of North America, bordered by Canada to the north, Mexico to the south, then the Atlantic to the east, and the Pacific to the west. This vast continental scope, coupled with its composition of 50 states, plus the one federal district, Washington, D.C., and various territories like Puerto Rico, Guam, the U.S. Virgin Islands, it means immense diversity in climate, economy, and culture across its own regions.
Right, so moving from its foundational geography and structure, our sources then quickly pivot to key historical moments that dramatically shaped this nation and, well, continue to resonate today. We kick off with its audacious Declaration of Independence from Great Britain on July 4th, 1776.
And that declaration was really just the beginning. The ratification of the U.S. Constitution in 1789 that truly laid the foundational groundwork for its enduring governmental structure. Our sources highlight how this document, pretty revolutionary for its time, established the checks and balances system that remains central to its political landscape. It underpins both its stability and its ongoing debates about interpretation.
A truly defining period, and one our sources definitely delve into, was the American Civil War, fought from 1861 to 1865. This wasn't just a conflict. It was a profound societal upheaval, driven by the issues of slavery and states' rights, which fundamentally reshaped the nation, abolishing slavery and strengthening the federal government's role.
Absolutely pivotal. And if we look beyond its internal struggles, what's particularly striking is how in the 20th century, especially after WWI and WWII, the U.S. emerged as a global superpower. Then, during the Cold War, it stood as the dominant force alongside the Soviet Union, defining much of that era's international relations and sort of setting the stage for its modern global role.
Yeah, and that influence certainly didn't stop there. Our sources clearly show that in the 21st century, the U.S. continues its status as a leading global power across economy, military, and culture. Okay, so that immense geographic and political framework lays the groundwork for something maybe even more striking: its economic engine. You really can't talk about global power without understanding the sheer scale of the U.S. economy, which boasts the world's largest based on nominal GDP.
Right, and what's often overlooked when discussing this economic power isn't just its size, but the incredible diversity of its key industries. You've got technology, finance, healthcare, entertainment, manufacturing, agriculture. This broad base, according to our sources, contributes significantly to its resilience and its adaptive capacity, which is crucial in a fluctuating global market.
And it makes perfect sense that this economic power provides the home for some of those globally recognized corporations you can think of: Apple, Google, Microsoft, Amazon.
Yep, the big names.
These aren't just companies, they're titans that actively shape global commerce and innovation.
Exactly. And the presence of these corporate giants isn't just about wealth. Our sources indicate it directly translates into significant global influence. It's about setting industry standards, driving technological innovation worldwide, and, well, impacting how markets function across continents.
Speaking of global influence, let's explore its cultural fabric, because that's another incredibly powerful export. It's known for its incredibly diverse population and that classic melting pot characteristic. But what does that really mean in terms of cultural output?
Well, it means a unique blend of influences. Our sources suggest this diversity fuels its major influence in music, film largely through Hollywood, obviously, and even sports, fashion, and technology worldwide. Its cultural products truly spread and take hold around the world, creating a powerful form of soft power that shapes global trends and perceptions.
You see that so clearly in its major sports leagues. Think football with the NFL, basketball, NBA, baseball, MLB, ice hockey, NHL.
Huge brands.
They aren't just national pastimes. Our sources highlight them as global brands, drawing international audiences and influencing sports culture far beyond U.S. borders.
Yeah, and it's important to recognize that these cultural elements, from blockbuster movies to popular sports, then shape perceptions and even drive global trends. They act as a powerful, sometimes subtle ambassador for the nation.
Okay, when you think of the U.S., certain images instantly come to mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our sources bring these to life. Iconic landmarks like the Statue of Liberty in New York, the breathtaking Grand Canyon in Arizona,
Mm-hmm.
the White House in Washington, D.C., the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and of course the magic of Disneyland and Disney World, alongside the raw natural wonders of national parks like Yellowstone and Yosemite.
Beautiful places. And these landmarks often reside in or define major cities, each with its own unique specialization that contributes to the nation's overall identity and global function. New York City, for instance, isn't just a financial hub, it's a global center for culture and media. Los Angeles is synonymous with entertainment and Hollywood worldwide. Chicago is celebrated for its architecture and trade. Houston stands out for energy, space research. San Francisco leads in tech and innovation, and Miami serves as a major tourism center and a vital gateway to Latin America. These are more than just places, they are dynamic ecosystems.
Exactly. These places aren't just dots on a map. They contribute fundamentally to the overall identity and function of the country, acting as dynamic centers of innovation, culture, and commerce that ripple outwards globally.
This brings us to an important question our sources address. What are some of the current challenges that the U.S. is navigating, even with all this power and influence? The sources highlight significant political division and polarization, which, we see play out not just in headlines, but in legislative gridlock impacting issues from healthcare affordability to immigration policy.
Yeah, that's very prominent.
And there are ongoing issues with racial and social inequality and pressing concerns about climate change and natural disasters. These are complex issues, and they present unique internal dynamics to its external power.
And just to be clear, as expert guides here, our role is to make sure you understand the complete picture presented in the sources, including these complex issues. Our discussion isn't an endorsement of any viewpoint, but rather a clear conveyance of the ideas and information contained in the source material, ensuring you see the full spectrum of its current state.
Precisely.
So what does all this mean in the bigger picture? Why does the U.S. matter globally, and how do all these facets converge to define its role? Our sources point out its enduring significance as, well, one of the founding members of the United Nations.
That's a key point. And beyond that, its immense influence on global trade, defense, and diplomacy means it actively shapes international policies and relationships. Plus, when you consider its world-renowned universities and research institutions, they act as magnets for global talent, driving advancements that often benefit everyone.
And, of course, you can't forget Silicon Valley, which our sources unequivocally position as the center of global tech innovation. The sheer output of ideas and companies from that region impacts our daily lives, no matter where we are in the world.
Absolutely. So when we connect all these points, it truly underscores its continued multifaceted impact on the world stage, an impact that is constantly evolving due to both its internal strengths and, well, its ongoing challenges. If we synthesize what we've seen today, what emerges is a nation of immense scale and influence, built on a really unique history, powered by a massive economy, and characterized by a pervasive culture, yet constantly navigating significant internal complexities. It's this interplay between its vastness, its innovation, and its challenges that truly defines it.
Right. So given everything we've just uncovered, its vastness, its historical trajectory, its global reach, and its contemporary challenges, What does the ongoing interplay between its internal dynamics and its external role truly mean for its future? And indeed, for our own interconnected world? What aspects of this intricate balance do you think will define the next chapter?